Today, we are learning about how to install NGINX. Before we get started with this guide, you should have a regular, non-root user with sudo privileges configured on your server. Once you have an account available, log in as your non-root user to begin. Step 1. Install NGINX. NGINX is available in Ubuntu's default repositories, so the installation is rather straightforward. This would be our first interaction with the apt packaging system in this session. We would update our local package index so that we have access to the most recent package listings. Then we can install NGINX using the following command: sudo apt-get update, sudo apt-get install NGINX. After accepting the procedure, apt-get will install NGINX and any required dependencies to your server. Step 2. Manage the NGINX process. Now that you have your web server up and running, we can go over some basic management commands. To stop your web server, sudo systemctl stop NGINX. To start the web server when it is stopped, sudo systemctl start NGINX. To stop and then start the service again, sudo systemctl restart NGINX. If you are simply making configuration changes, NGINX can often reload without dropping connections. To do this command can be used: sudo systemctl reload NGINX. By default, NGINX is configured to start automatically when the server boots. If this is not what you want, you can disable this behavior by typing sudo systemctl disable NGINX. To re-enable the service to start up at boot, sudo systemctl enable NGINX. To test your config file, sudo NGINX tape. Step 3. Get familiar with important NGINX files and directories. So once you get to know how to manage the service itself, you should take a few minutes to familiarize yourself with a few important directories and files. Content, barwww.html, the actual web content, which by default only consists of the default NGINX page you saw earlier, is served out of the barwww.html directory. This can be changed by altering NGINX configuration files. Server configuration, etc NGINX, the NGINX configuration directory. All of the NGINX configuration files reside here. etc NGINX and NGINXconf, the main NGINX configuration file. This can be modified to make changes to the NGINX global configuration. etc NGINX sites available, the directory where per site server blocks can be stored. NGINX will not use the configuration files found in this directory unless they are linked to the site's enabled directory, see below. Typically, all server block configuration is done in this directory and then enabled by linking to the other directory. etc NGINX sites enabled, the directory where enabled per site server blocks are stored. Typically, these are created by linking to configuration files found in the site's available directory. etc NGINX snippets. This directory contains configuration fragments that can be included elsewhere in the NGINX configuration. Potentially repeatable configuration segments are good candidates for refactoring into snippets. Server logs. NGINX access log. Every request to your web server is recorded in this log fill unless and until NGINX is configured to do otherwise. NGINX error log. Every NGINX error will be recorded in this log only. Web server installed. Now that you have your web server installed, you have many options for the type of content to serve and the technologies you want to use to create a richer experience. To verify, hit your public address on the browser and screen should look like this. In next video, we will learn how to configure NGINX to serve your website. If you like this video, please subscribe our channel and press bell icon.